Good morning. Miss Elizabeth here from First Congregational Church. Our youth worship confirmation class video. I want to let you know that we're loosely following the progressive Christianity curriculum that our church has put forth for studying. I do not own the copyrights to this material, but we are following along, and we are on Unit 2, studying many ways that the teachings of wisdom from all different religions can help us understand our own spiritual path. This is Lesson 2 about Buddhism, and so thanks for joining me today. I'd like to start off with a couple of quotes. This first one is from a Buddhist series of writings in song. Everything I see and hear is a teacher that teaches me the path to follow. The flowing of the water teaches me that nothing lasts forever. I do not need books made of paper and ink. Everything I see around me teaches me the Dharma. My second quote here is from the author Wendell Berry in his book Jayber Crow. It is hard to look at the river in its calm, just after daylight or just before dark, and believe that history has happened to it. The river itself, leaves marks, but bears none. It is only water flowing in a path that other water has worn. Or is that other water really other? Or is it the same water, always running, flowing always towards the gathering of all waters, and always rising and returning again and again flowing? I knew this river first when I was a little boy, and I know it now when I am an old man once again living beside it. Almost 70 years, and always when I have watched it, I have been entranced and mystified. What is it? Is it the worn trough of itself that is a feature of the land and is marked on maps? Or is it the water that's flowing? Or is it the land itself that over time is shaped and reshaped by the flowing water and is caught by no map? Those two readings talk about things that are going on and lasting forever, and tries to make sense of it using our senses and our ideas about things in nature. I also have a final quotation. This is also from Buddhist writings, and it goes like this. May all beings be happy. May their hearts be whole. Whatever beings they are, those who are weak or strong, tall, short, or medium, small or large, beings seen or unseen, those who live near or far away, those who are born and those who are yet to be born. May all beings be happy. Buddhism was developed 2,500 years ago, so really long time ago. in northeast India by a prince named Siddhartha Gautama. He gave up his royal lifestyle in order to find the meaning of life. He was recognized to be a Buddha, a spiritual person, because people believed that he was awakened, meaning he had an understanding, an insight into his past, and an awareness of reality. In today's world, we talk about people being woke. It's a similar sort of thing. I think we're all on a path, a journey to discover our own particular awareness about our own perception of reality. This Prince Siddhartha Gautama, as a Buddha, he realized that nothing in life is perfect, that everything changes, and right action is carried on through multiple lives. I'd like to share with you a tradition, just like Christianity has a lot of different traditions in it, and each one has similarities, but each one has differences. Like we have Protestant, that's a big category of Christianity, where we have Methodists, Congregationalists, Baptists, lots of different flavors, if you will, of different ways of believing. But we're all on this path, and we can learn from lots of different information in different faith traditions. Just like Christianity, Buddhism also has lots of different types of traditions, and one of them is sharing prayer flags. In the Buddhists that live near the Himalayas, the mountains in Nepal and Mongolia and India, in that region of the world, they use prayer flags to promote peace and compassion, strength and wisdom. Buddhists believe that the flags that they put as prayer flags are blown by the wind to spread goodwill and compassion to all. Buddhist symbols and prayers and mantras, which are sacred words, are printed on the flags. And traditionally, these prayer flags come in sets of 5, one in each of 5 colors. And they represent the elements, and they are arranged in a particular order and left to right in this specific order. We start with blue. Blue is the color that represents to the Buddhists the element of sky or space. So we have blue. The second color that they use is white, and white symbolizes air and wind. So sometimes we will just let the white of the paper here represent the white of the wind, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the blue of the sky and the air and the wind all together. The next color that we see is red. And so the third spot takes red as its color for a prayer flag. And can you guess what element that represents? It's fire. So we have blue and white and red, symbolizing space, air, or wind, and fire. Our next one is green. And for the Buddhist prayer flags, this green represents water. I've chosen to use kind of a bluish green to match the color we often think of for water. And our fourth color is yellow, or our fifth color is yellow. That's blue, white, red, green, and yellow. So yellow, and I'm using kind of a greenish yellow because this yellow element represents, in this Buddhist prayer flag tradition, represents earth. And we like to think of our great green earth. So here we have our 5 colors of prayer flags. Now, when these Buddhist sects in the Himalayas put out these flags, they put them outdoors and then let them stay there until they disintegrate. That symbolizes that they become, the prayers that are embodied by the symbol of these prayer flags become part of the universe as those images fade from exposure to the actual elements outdoors, just as life moves on and is replaced by a new life. Their impermanence resemble the Rangoli, or the temporary artwork like we talked about last week in the Hindu tradition. So this is a similar thing. We're honoring specific parts of our spiritual belief, all with the understanding that it's not permanent. It's temporary. Just like the river in 2 of our quotes today talked about it going on and on and on, always changing, never permanent. So what we're going to do today for our science experiment is take this card where I've put in permanent marker. I was using Sharpies in case you didn't catch that. And, you know, I know lots of times little kids are not allowed to use these Sharpies. Why? Because they say permanent marker. Well, they're not actually permanent if you know what to use to react with that ink. And I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol to show you how these colors that are symbolizing our prayers surrounding space and air and wind and fire, water and earth can also symbolize the letting go and releasing out into the universe. Things like right actions is what Buddhists call it. Right actions of things like patience and compassion and love and hope and peace. All of those things can be released into the universe. And we're going to do this experiment. So let me show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so I have placed this card into this pan so that I don't spill anything on here. All right, and then I am taking an eyedropper full of the rubbing alcohol. And placing it on the colors. And now you can see the colors are running down the sheet of paper because they are partially dissolved by the alcohol. And you can see how that has spread out the concept and into the universe, these right actions of peace and hope and joy and love, compassion, patience. If you want to try this at home, it's pretty simple, just rubbing alcohol, an eyedropper, and Sharpie markers. You can do any of these. I also have prepared here some symbols. I have this symbol. Many of you know this. Peace. And here's a smiley face. Happiness or joy. And love. Let's put those out into the world too. So there we go. Peace, joy, love. Our prayers for others, our prayers for the world. All flowing together, never permanent, always becoming part of a greater whole. So, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you could be with us this week. Tune in next week. And if you know anyone else who's in 6th grade through high school who might be interested in following these, or even if you're an adult and you'd like to follow along, I'm posting these every week. So stay tuned. Give me some comments below so I know who's following. Thanks. See you next time.